Hello, Jermaine, can you hear me now? I think I didn't notice that my microphone was set to the wrong device. Okay, so what I was saying, if we don't manage to hit the soft cap and it doesn't launch, what we'll do is we'll see according to what we did manage to reach. So let's say out of 600 soft cap, we managed to get to 200. So what we would do next time is create a hard cap of 200, and for example, the soft cap would be, let's say, 100 or 150. Um, that would really be the first option that we would want to do, just because doing like a fair launch, as they call it, of just launching it straight onto PancakeSwap, uh, we would love to do that if we had a good amount of money to put into the liquidity from, from our own pockets. But unfortunately, we don't. And having a very small liquidity pool on launch is really when you get pump and dumps that are created. And that's because the people that are at the bottom, that buy at the bottom, I should say, they get such a cheap price for what they buy that when the price starts to pump up, they make so many X's because they bought at such a low price that when they decide to sell, the amount of X's they made also affects the price coming down. So just as they made, let's say, 100x going up, when those people sell, because they made so many X's, their sells affect the price a lot more than if somebody bought at, let's say, well, we won't give a specific price, but let's say somebody bought and they made, let's say, 2 or 3x and not 50 or 100x, then when they sell, their sell won't affect the price as much. It won't be considered what you call a dump because they're not holding enough to really affect the price in that sense. So that's why we kind of wanted to go with something a little bit higher, just to give us really a more stable price on launch. And that way, as people buy and sell, if they're doing it in big amounts, they're not going to be really pumping or dumping in a sense, because really that's when you get it, like when you get pumps and dumps is when you start with a very, very small liquidity pool.
Yeah, and I think I want to address another question here that says the maximum contribution should go up to 5 instead of 1. I know Leo has explained quite a bit, or maybe like you mentioned we should do big advertisement on like sites like PoolCoin, but please be aware that PoolCoin sites are normally not normally, it is for shitcoins or meme tokens, things that we don't want to be associated with. Hence, we don't do advertisement there, but we do have our ads on Facebook. We are putting ads. We are setting things up potentially on Instagram. We're optimizing things. So there is a lot over there that we're playing with. But obviously, if you guys have ideas or extra information where we can explore on marketing, we are happy to listen to and definitely will look into it.
Yeah, we definitely plan to market as much as possible, but our marketing plans, if I can make it like more clear for people, is really like to market as much as possible, but in an organic, but in order to get organic growth. We're not looking for people that are just gonna come into the group. For example, there's some coins that do airdrops to attract people into their group or to increase their amount of holders, right? So we actually had the marketing agency that we're dealing with now. They actually suggested that we do an airdrop, and we right away we shut them down on that because we really don't like the idea of airdrops. Airdrops is basically you're giving people free tokens, and then they don't care to sell it because whatever they made for them it's 100% profit, right? I mean, if you gave them $10 worth of tokens for free, it's still $10 in their pocket, whether it goes up by 1x, 10x, or even if it comes down by 50%, you know, they still made $5 in their pocket. So what do they care? So we're really doing everything we can to figure out how to market so that we grow organically and not just getting massive amounts of people in for one day that'll pump the price up by 10 times, but then for 4 or 5 weeks later, the price is just dumping. So that's really our strategy for marketing. The future. Well, let me let somebody else speak a little bit because I feel like I'm doing all the talking.
Ellie, wanna jump in, or is Ava around?
Yeah, I just don't want to have feedback. I was posting in the chat though right now that we've been posting in Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, etc. I know I've been posting on so many different um like Facebook groups and people's posts in there. So um yeah, I've been doing that. And then now that the pre-sale link is up, I'm gonna continue to do that later today, make more graphics. As far as the future of BNB Cash, I mean, like some of the developments that are not currently listed on the website, we can't talk about that right now. However, I will say that there's one in particular that I'm extremely excited about, and I think it's gonna be a really dope platform. But the first two things we want to develop, one, the wallet, the BNB Cash wallet, and then the second one is a peer-to-peer crypto marketplace, really similar to Craigslist, but instead of paying people in cash, they're going to pay in crypto instead. And those are the two things that we want to get started on right away, which is also why the soft cap and hard cap are at what they are, because literally we're going to be spending the money that's not going into the liquidity pool for development. Like
Yeah,
after launch, we're going to
uh,
get right on it.
exactly. 100% of whatever is left that isn't going into the liquidity pool is going straight back into hiring more developers, getting some more marketing done. We do have an agency working on some stuff right now, but obviously we need as much as possible, or I should say we want as much as possible. So that would really be like everything we get is going right back into this project for hiring more developers, for contract audits, marketing, really anything that would benefit the project. That money is going to be for that. There's like nothing. If something is going to be coming to us as the team, it's going to be for something that is required for the project. Like for example, it's not like this isn't something that is set in stone or anything, but as an example, if let's say we need you know we need someone to make a lot of graphics and stuff, which actually Ellie does that for us. But at the same time, her PC that she uses for these things isn't that great. So if, and this is a big if because we have a lot of things that need to be done in the project, but if, for example, there would be a few $100s left so that we can help Ellie out to upgrade her PC so that she could work on this project even more and also faster because having a slow computer obviously is never a good thing when you're trying to work on stuff, then we would, you know, give her a little upgrade so that she can help the project with what she does. But really, our main thing is everything. Like we're looking at everything that we have to, from audits to marketing to anything else that we could think of for the project first, and our own personal stuff. Like I guess I wouldn't say it as our own personal stuff, but as the team, obviously, since we're putting a lot of time into this, we do need to have some kind of compensation for our time because, you know, it takes from like working on our normal jobs and things like that. So I'm sure you understand that we will have to, as the team working on this, we will have to give ourselves a little bit of money so that we can pay our bills and make sure that we have all the time in the world to spend on the project. But our main focus is always this project, like everything that we can for this project. I've personally already spent close to $5,000 out of my own pocket just to get this started. So
Yeah, and I've
I'm,
spent like 1,000 on like all the website, the hosting, subscriptions, licensing for sounds, for videos, etc., etc. It all definitely costs money. But at the same time, I just want to reiterate to everyone that our team tokens are locked for a year.
yeah, all team tokens are 100% locked for a year. We don't even hold one token from what belongs to the team. So that's just, we did that to show you guys that the tokens aren't what matter to us. They're locked away. We can't touch them for at least a year. And even after that 1 year, by the way, I should say, we won't be unlocking the full amount of tokens that are there for the team. Depending on the price per token, we would calculate, a normal amount that we could use or would need for, let's say, another year to help us live and keep the project going. Then we would just remove that amount that we calculated from the lock, and then whatever's left would just be locked right back into another locker. So we're never going to be holding. Yes, there is a big amount of tokens in a sense that are locked, but these are all locked for something. There's 10% that's locked for development. There's I think it was 7% for marketing. There's 8% for partnerships and investors. Um, then there was 10% for the team, which obviously is 100% locked. There is a small amount from the marketing and development that we're holding on to, just because we didn't want to get into a situation where, um, all the tokens for development or marketing are locked, and now suddenly we're stuck because we're out of money and we can't access the tokens. So we did leave a small percentage of these unlocked, but the main part of them, if you go look, I should do that. I should share the locker, the link to the locker so people can see the details of that directly there. I was going to share it and it just slipped my mind with everything that happened. Unicrypt.
I think while waiting for Lure to get it up, I want to address some question that's over there in the chat. That I know that a lot of people potentially would judge the team or the project by how many people we have on Telegram. I think that's a very typical way of looking at it. I guess one thing that we need to know is there are people who trust in the project. For example, we have um, a proper organization right now that that is they are holders of our. I'm sorry, I'm hearing feedback.
It's probably for me. I'll mute myself.
Okay, sorry, just got distracted. So one of our holders, who he has invested, he has a very big organization about cryptocurrency in Philippines where they have about 2 million people in coverage, 2.2 million actually, who is very pro crypto. So what we're trying to work out right now is for him to bring our project to his organization. So hitting the soft cap or even a hard cap is not difficult. I guess that's the other side that maybe people can't see right now is out of Telegram. We are having deals on the site. We are having deals with different business people. It's not just individuals that we're targeting. We're trying to work with different people to bring that influence. So yes, maybe unfortunately, it looks a bit slow in the beginning, but that's the reason why we have it for 72 hours.
Yeah, and again, I really want to like cement this idea in people's heads that we're really looking for 100% organic growth. Like we're not looking to pump as many people into this group as much as possible in one day and then just have it die down from there. We're really, really looking for people that see the project, they like what they see, and because they like what they see, they come in and they join the project. It's not, we're really like, there's a lot of these people in the crypto world right now that are just looking for a quick pump and dump. And I understand them. I mean, we all want to make some good money, and quick money is always the best. You don't have to work too hard for it. So, quick money is always nice. But we're really looking for the people that are going to be here for the long term and not just buy one day and sell the next because they made a again, we can't fault people for making profits. If you made a 10x and you want to cash out, go right ahead. I mean, I've done the same on so many coins. I can't tell people not to do shit like that. But at the same time, like I said, we really want people in this project that see the potential of the project and will be here for a while and not just looking to make that quick profit and then take an exit. For marketing, yes, you can definitely expect it to get bigger in the future. We're only looking at like more and more options for marketing. Whenever we find something that we're not happy with, we always look for the best way to improve it. So just as an example, I mean, we had we had someone on our team that was supposed to be in charge of marketing. I would think that some of you that were probably here for a long time already, waiting in the group for the launch, you might have noticed, maybe you didn't, but we were technically a four-person team when we started. We had someone there that was supposed to be taking care of marketing, but they didn't do their job, so we kind of just got rid of them, and we replaced them with an actual agency. So I'm saying that just to so you guys understand that we're not playing around. Like, we're here to work. We're here to make sure that this project can succeed one way or another, and people that are like join into the project or become part of the project as team members are expected to do what they're supposed to. They're expected to do their job, and if you don't do your job, then you're off the team. You're out of, you're out. It's as simple as that. We need people that'll work towards building this project and doing whatever they need to benefit the project. We won't fault people if they just don't have time for it and they don't want to. That's perfectly fine. But that one team member that we ended up getting rid of, it was just to us, when I say us, I mean me, Ellie, and Joey. To us, it was clear when they joined the team that they were ready and willing to do what they had to, for the project, but at the same time, they didn't. So
I think, yeah, it's unfortunate that the partnership did not work very well. And we had to sit in a discussion where we all peacefully agree, and he retreated, obviously. But I think our point here is that we're very passionate, and that in terms of marketing, we actually try to source out to really big firms, but they cost a bomb, like easily 20,000 US dollar a month, and it's not something that we have. Imagine if right now, even if we hit the hard cap, if you can do the calculation for us, okay, if we hit the hard cap, 80% goes to the liquidity and 20% goes to development and then marketing to sustain it for at least next 6 months. Do you actually think that we have that amount? No. So, that's the reason why we have that big amount. But we are hopeful that we can fill it, because we are working with a big group of people instead, other than just individuals. So should be good.
Also, we wouldn't have needed to do a whitelist or pre-sale if we had all the money to cover development and, massive marketing at first. Unfortunately, we're not big fish in the industry. We're just three passionate humans who want to create an awesome project.
Yeah,
And we're
we're
going to grow. I
yeah,
believe we're going to grow and everything's going to be fine,
I
honestly. That's my
definitely agree.
opinion.
I definitely agree. Yeah, we're guys, the point here is that yes, we are, well, I should say I am a developer in a sense because I have the ability to create tokens and things like that. But at the end of the day, what we actually want to build with this project is going to take a lot more than just me as a person. Um, we would need at least two or three more developers. Marketing, as Joey said, depending on who you're dealing with for marketing, marketing can get very expensive. Even just dealing with non-agencies, like dealing with people through Telegram and Reddit and all these things. Um, People just ask for insane amounts of money in order to promote, which I understand in a sense, it's what they do, it's how they make their money. They promote and they want people to pay them for it, but at the same time, um, new projects don't have the kind of money that they're asking for. Like I did I looked into doing a KYC before we launched. Because we were thinking of launching on Unicrypt, and Unicrypt does have a KYC process that you can go through so that it shows up on their website that you did a KYC process and everything is in the clear. But the amount that they asked just to do the KYC, they literally asked for 2 Ethereum. Um, 2 Ethereum is just an insane amount of money just to do a KYC, just to verify that we are who we say we are. I mean, you guys can see us now on camera. You see all our social media profiles. There was somebody that mentioned that our social media profiles don't have a lot posted on them, but I mean, not everybody is a social media person. Personally, I'm really not a social media person. My wife literally posts like anything and everything that happens, she posts it on social media, but me as a person, I just don't find that like I don't have the time for it, I guess. I just the social media is just it's something that is good to have, but my life doesn't revolve around it. So for me, it wasn't like something important. Now that we're actually starting, we're trying to create this project and we're doing something and people need to know who I am and see me and whatnot. Definitely the social media is going to start to become more of a priority. I'm going to post more stuff and if people are asking me questions on social media and stuff, I'm obviously going to answer them. But yeah, I found that a little funny that somebody commented on the fact that our social medias don't have a lot of posts. I mean, it's normal. We're just three random normal people that got scammed on another token. We came together, we came up with a good idea. We prepared everything in advance from the website to the roadmap to the light paper to yes, we had some problems with that today, but we did test our contract literally like probably 6 or 7 times, whether it was on a test net or on a live test. We tried to make sure that everything was taken care of and that everything would function the way that it's supposed to. But obviously, there's just sometimes things that are unforeseen or errors that happen within systems that we just can't control. Um, it was something on our end, the error in a sense, but we figured it out. I mean, I guess I could say it's just the stress of getting this thing launched got to me a little bit. I wasn't really thinking 100% straight, and just the stress of trying to get it going while people were in the chat, asking for the link and whatnot, asking what's going on. I did what I could. Anyway, we figured it out in the end. It's launched. And one thing I can tell you guys for sure is that we're gonna be around for a long time. We're not going anywhere. I see somebody commented, I run social media marketing businesses and I don't like social media. So, so you definitely understand where we're coming from.
Yeah, if we
I
can,
agree.
I think GT, we would definitely be appreciating some of your assistance in that sense, maybe some expertise on how we can do it better as well. Because obviously we are learning as we go. I'm not going to claim that we're experts or anything. It's definitely a journey, and um, we're getting any resources or any help that we can, especially from the community who believes in us. We're not worried to learn. We're not worried to put in our time or even be beaten up by failure, or even if things don't go as we wish. Just know that we're not going to give up. We'll continue learning and applying. That's what's going to happen. But yeah, if you can share with us some of your expertise in that area, that would really be appreciated. And no rapping, just saying.
I also want to mention that I'm not going to name the project, but um, there's a project on Telegram and they have like 3,500 members, but they have like 10 times the holders. So I really don't think a Telegram group member count really correlates to the amount of people that are holding.
Well,
A lot of people, like, there's people that don't use Telegram either. You know what I mean? So
yeah, there is that, first of all. I mean, a great example that I could give from a token that I was in myself not too long ago would be SafeMoon Cash. They had like almost 200,000 holders, I think, or actually it was over 100,000 holders at a point, but their Telegram group only had like 10 to 20,000 people in it. So there's always people that will see a crypto, they'll look into it, they'll find it interesting, they'll buy into it, but for them to join like the Telegram group or to be a part of the social media, they just don't care about that. To them, it just doesn't matter. To them, what matters is the chart, I guess, or what are the fundamentals of the project? What is the project trying to do? Is it just a meme coin or is it actually trying to do something? Um, Another thing I should mention is that I would say when people look into projects and they're looking for real projects to invest in, they look for what's going to be in the long term. And we even got some questions already on where do we see this project in the long term. And actually, I think Ellie answered that, but I did want to add that really in the long term for us, so the first things we're going to develop would be the wallet and the marketplace. But really, in the long term, our goal would be to have our marketplace app, or I should say our wallet app, with the included marketplace built into it as a D app. Our goal would be to really have that in as many people's hands as possible, especially if there are already people that buy and sell or use crypto in general. Those are definitely the kind of people that we want using our app because our marketplace is all going to be based on crypto. Like there isn't going to be anything done with cash. It's all going to be done in BNB Cash. At some point, we are hoping to be able to integrate like an automatic conversion where if you're not holding any BNB Cash, but you're holding some other crypto and you want to use that for payment in our system, then you would still be able to do it. We're looking at maybe where if you're using a different crypto and not ours specifically, you would probably get charged a little bit of a higher percentage on fees than people that were using BNB Cash, just to try and get people to use BNB Cash as much as possible rather than other cryptos. Um, so really that's our goal. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people know about Craigslist. Craigslist is super popular. People buy and sell things on that all the time. So if I could really put it in a few words, our main and final goal would be to become a Craigslist for crypto. Now, I should mention that Craigslist is in a sense a free platform. Like you post your ad and then you go, you meet the person you're buying whatever from, and you pay them cash. But our system is going to be different where everything you do is going to be through the app. So if I can give a quick explanation on that, the way it would work is if, for example, somebody's selling a TV, you want to buy that TV. So you would basically pay for the TV through our app using BNB Cash, but the person selling it won't get the money right away. So you would pay for it, the person would be notified that this item is paid for by you, the money would be held by BNB Cash until you confirm a time and date to go pick up that item that you're purchasing. And then when you pick it up, you would confirm, okay, I'm here to pick up this item. The seller would also confirm that you've picked it up, and only then the seller would receive their money. So our platform would basically act as an intermediary where you can sort of reserve the thing that you're buying by paying for it, and then the person that's selling it only gets the money obviously when you picked up the product, so that they don't try and scam you in some way.
Yeah, I want to jump in because I think one of the thing that is not mentioned perhaps is the debit card, that in the long run that we will be developing after all this, because this is what that will support your day-to-day transaction, how to make BNB cash, your daily cash. So that's like, if you hear everything that we're trying to do, there's really just one category, which is to replace your fiat literally to what you're using every day and go to anywhere that you want or do whatever activity that you would like by paying with BNB Cash. So that's really a big deal because I believe a lot of crypto companies or crypto coins or tokens, whatever that you want to name it, a lot of it is under speculative run right now, as you guys would know. The price is going up and down because we think or we feel they may or may not achieve certain things. But what we want to arrive at is just basically uh, being able to utilize this token every day.
Okay, we did have a few questions in the chat. Let's take a moment and go through those and answer them. Uh, there was one person that asked if we could tell a little bit about ourselves. So I'll start. Me personally, I've been in crypto for. Um, I've been looking into and researching about crypto for about a year, ever since the pandemic started. Um, but investment-wise, due to the pandemic and all that, I only started investing, I would say, about 4 months ago in crypto. So investment-wise, I'm a little newer when it comes to that, but crypto in general, I've been looking into it and learning about it, and learning also Solidity some on the side when I have free time. Um, for about 4 months now. I think actually Solidity I started learning a little bit before I started investing, so probably 5 months-ish. But anyways, the exact numbers don't matter. But when it comes to like computers and just like coding in general, programming, I'm not like a professional. I'm not an expert. I won't claim to be. Um, but I do have some knowledge in the field. Obviously, I've been messing around with computers ever since I was 13, um, whether it's building a computer or trying to program certain little functions into them. Like What's an example I could give off the top of my head of something that I did? It's always when you're pressured to think of something that you can't think of anything. Um, let me maybe let somebody else speak about what they about themselves a bit first, and I'll get back to that in a minute once I can
I'll
think of a good
introduce
example.
myself. Yeah, I'll do it. So I'm Ellie. I'm not on video because I'm with my kid, and then she'll want to get on video, and I don't want to show her face. I graduated with a web design and development degree back in 2013. Interest in design and coding since I was 12. I'm 27. Um, I'm just a mom who has free time. I stay at home because my daughter has a lot of medical issues, been in the hospital, in and out of the hospital. And I have a lot of time. Like, if she's not needing my attention or whatever, that I wanted to use wisely, because sitting around and not, doing anything and not growing is, I don't like doing that. So anyways, when we all got together, I was really stoked. It's given me something to look forward to doing every day. I can sit in front of the computer working on things all day, and I always have been like that. um like in my coding and design classes back in college, I would finish all the assignments so quick, and my professors would never believe me, and then they would come to my computer and be like, okay, you can go help others. Like, it's just always been a huge interest of mine in technology. And then both of my parents work in the same fields, similar in computers and engineering and technology, so I guess it's in my blood too. But I'm just a mom who likes technology and nerdy stuff. And crypto. As far as crypto, I heard about Bitcoin back in 2010 or 11. I think it was 2010. And I was going to invest $100 in it. And I regret not doing that now. But at the same time, I was 16, I think. So it was very difficult to buy back then. But anyways, I've known about crypto for quite a while. And have been investing on and off for a little while too. But yeah, that's me. So we can go to Joey.
Um, I guess I'll split the introduction into two different sides. One is my professional experience. The other one is my crypto experience, which is really funny. Professionally, I was with, okay, this is my biggest reveal so far. So I was with American Express for 6 years before this. So I started off with finance. Then I moved on to another company, which I don't want to share right now because I'm still attached. There will be a conflict of interest at this very moment if I do. But I am the regional leader in terms of the IT tech service desk. So I take care of quality assurance. I take care of customer feedback. My team does it. So what I do is I create policies, I create procedure, I ensure that they do it and stuff like that. So really finance and IT, fintech, it's really what I am passionate about, what I want to do, and I think it's very relevant to crypto professionally, hence why I think this project is something that, when we get together, we share a lot of similarity in that sense. And I think with what we are passionate about, with our experiences, we are able to bring a lot of value in that sense. In terms of crypto, this is very embarrassing to share, but I have to because we're opening up here. If you guys are in the gaming community, you will know that back in 2008, 2007, Bitcoin is a huge thing. That people are mining and they're like trading with each other for in-game items for a really, really low price. Okay. Okay. So I traded 1,000 Bitcoin back in 2008 for a pair of boots in game.
Oh my God.
Magical
That
dexterity.
sucks. Oh my god, my heart hurts for you. That's gross.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
God,
Yes. It
Joey.
sucks. when it took off, I was kicking myself very hard. So in 2017, I told myself not to make the same mistake. So I invested in mining for Ethereum. But yes, damn, Jermaine, yes. I had to stop mining for a short period of time because the cost was really not effective, and I was struggling a lot personally with money, so I really couldn't support that mining behavior. Obviously now, think with the new era, not new era, with crypto coming into more light, although it's still very new, but I think there's a lot of chance for new entry, like for three of us right now. We are able to make something even if we have very limited funds. We try what we pour in our time, our experience, our blood, sweat, and tears, to the extent that we are willing to lock our personal team tokens, which is our money, for an entire year working for nothing, to bring this up. So, um, having said that, I think this is perhaps something that you can get to know a little bit more about us, about our passion, what we're willing to do for this project. Obviously, as time goes by, we'll share more, but at this moment, I think I've shared like a year's worth, which I normally wouldn't to anyone. So, pass it back to you, Lior.
Yeah, so for me, like I said, I've been like really into computers and just technology since I was like 12 or 13. I built my first computer on my own at 13 years old. Um, I've always on the side like helped people with, their own computers if they have issues with whether it's hardware issues, software issues, networking issues. I've always been the like in my entourage, I've always been the person that people turn to when they have a problem with their computer and they need someone to figure it out. So I'm good with technology in general. Um, Professional wise, I like the field I've always worked in was always more physical work. So I did car mechanics. I've done motorcycle mechanics. I've actually done carpentry too. I'm like a very I'm one of those people that anything I want to learn, I can actually learn it if I want to. So um, I, work-wise, I haven't actually worked in the technological field very often. Not very often, I should say for a long time. But it's always been the one thing that was consistent in my life, like working with technology, programming in general. Like I said, I'm not like a professional programmer, but I've done like a lot of these things before. Back in the day, when I used to play like World of Warcraft, I actually built my own private World of Warcraft server. That's long gone now, but I did that at a point too. Um, I wouldn't say that's anything special, but it's something. Um, I was going to get to another point that just slipped my mind. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's really like me when it comes to professional. Crypto-wise, I was saying that I only really got into like investing and really learning about crypto in the last year or so. But I have basically the same story as Joey. Like I didn't buy as much Bitcoin as her back in the day, but I could have if I wanted to when it came out. But not right when it came out, but at the time in like 2011. And I let so many people convince me that it was just a pointless waste of money and that it was just going to be a scam. So I didn't do anything with that. And then when Ethereum came around too, Ethereum, when they first started, they had tons and tons of advertisements on Facebook, and I would see them every single day. And I wanted to put some money into Ethereum too when it came around. And again, I let people convince me, crypto is a scam and you're just gonna lose your money. And here we are, 10 years later, anybody that invested in Bitcoin or anybody that invested in Ethereum when it started would have made a lot of money. So with all the scams happening, with the fact that all three of us were scammed ourselves, we met in a coin that in a token, I should say, not a coin, since there's a difference. We met in a token that ended up being a pretty big rug. Like the scammer didn't walk away with that much money, but those of us that were in it actually did lose quite a bit. Um, so we met through that, and we came together, and we were like, guys, it's time to change this a little bit. Like every single day there's hundreds and hundreds of coins that are either a scam or they just don't have anything behind them. There's no utility, there's no point. They have some kind of name that, you know, something to do with safe, something to do with some kind of dog, something to do with an animal or a cat, whatever it is. So many cryptos that are just, in our opinion, are just going to end up being useless. They're just going to end up not having any kind of utility. They're going to end up dying out. And every single day, people throw their money at these coins, because obviously they're looking for a quick profit, which I mentioned earlier. That's fine, people want to make a quick profit. I would be all for that too if I could do it. But we're not about that. We're really about building this into the long term. Uh, Hopefully, within the next couple years, our app will be, all over North America, in the hands of millions of people. If we can actually achieve that, that would be amazing for us. That is our goal. So we're gonna work towards achieving that. It's just a question of getting there, and in how long it'll take to get there.
Yeah, I think GT asked if there is any business growth experience, like have we run any businesses? I think I'll go very quickly and then we'll pass it over to Ellie and then Lior.
Yeah.
Um, Personally, I have run physical businesses, um, online businesses, newspaper businesses, but like mostly products, logistics, not so much on virtual, but that's been some years ago. Did not continue because I have a full-time job that pays actually really well for where I am, and it gives me a pretty comfortable living. I'll not be lying, but then I don't want to be working for someone forever, but I couldn't manage that at the same time, and there were some licensing issue locally, so I did not pursue. I'm not gonna say I'm the best at it. I'm not gonna say I'm not good at it, or but I think I do have an idea how that runs. And in my professional work right now, part of it is developing business from scratch. One of the departments from a really big organization that you all know. I can't say it again, conflict of interest. But yes, yeah, some from my side, not too much. I'll pass it over to Ellie and Leor.
Ellie,
What
if
was
you
the
want to go
question if we
first.
ran businesses? Sorry.
Yeah, just GT was asking, he said he's interested to know if we have any business growth experience, like if we've ever run any businesses.
Um, let me think. I've helped people with their businesses. I've taken many business classes in college, like maybe 10 of them. So I've had to do many projects and research papers and write-ups and all of that. And actually, I still have quite a bit of the documents that I've used for my assignments and whatnot on my laptop. But I am planning to start a photography business as well this summer. And I feel like I had one before, but I just can't think of it right now because it was a while ago.
Okay. I guess I'll just chime in for a second and about myself and say that I've always been self-employed in everything that I did. I did work at first. I mentioned that I worked as a car mechanic at a point, that I was working for somebody when I did that. But since I turned, I think it was at 19 or closer to 20, I've been 100% self-employed. Everything I do for myself, and I run on my own. So businesses like, I wouldn't say that I have experience running like massive businesses and corporations. I don't, but I definitely have experience in running a business from A to Z. Um, you know, really anything that a business requires. I've done it before, whether it's, registering for taxes or doing taxes or just, I guess, just in general, the way businesses function, with the way they calculate things, all the things that they have to deal with, all the things that they have to go through. I've been through all of it with my own work that I've always done. So for so just to make that short, I don't have major experience in like giant companies, giant corporations, but I have been running my own business for, I'm almost 29 now, so if it was around 19, we could say it's been about 10 years now.
I didn't know I'm the oldest here.
Oh yeah, so now you know.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna share my age. No, I'm 29.
Cool, cool. So we're not far off. Uh, who do we got here?
Um, I think Jim made a very interesting comment in the group chat. It says that, talk about not getting scammed and whatnot, but they hope that it's not rug. Um, that's from Telegram. I think this is something perhaps that I would really like to maybe highlight in a very blunt way. And maybe it's not the most polite, so excuse me if it does sound offensive. But I'd like to ask one question. Have you ever seen a thief? When you ask them, "Are you a thief?" they would say they are. No. So I'm not saying we are scammers. We're definitely not. But that's asking a question to someone that no one will ever say yes to. So
Yeah,
I think it's more important that you listen and try and pay attention to what we're trying to do, the effort that we have, the proof that we have to show, the fact that, what's the time or what we're willing to do to invest in this project. That's more valuable than actually thinking about if we are a scam. I understand the market sentiment right now. There's a lot of scam. There is lack of clarity on regulation. There's nothing really to protect us. Even me and Lior and Ellie, there's nothing to protect us from being shut down or anything along those lines if regulation isn't clear. So you have to know that we're working towards getting the legal side done. We're working towards marketing done correctly. We don't want to be associated with shitcoin where locking our salary up. We're not doing anything about it. We don't care if this pre-sale fails because we're still going to work on it. We are giving our time extra on AMA, which normally people would shut it down in 30 minutes, and it's over 1 hour. We're still here. We spend hours on voice chat. We have never complained. When you say you want a voice chat, we jump in whenever we're available. You have a question, we answer to each and every one of them. We try never to offend you, even if it was offensive. We try and reason with you. We don't just ban or kick you out of the group because that's not how we operate. So I want to know which scammer would do this. I want to know that. Like, maybe we're professional if you see it that way, but then, anyone could be.
yeah,
Yeah, and like guys, I have a kid. I have a kid who was born early. My kid was born critically ill. My kid just had her 5th surgery and she's only 2. I wouldn't take time away from my child if I was working on a project just to scam people. I don't do that. Every minute counts with my daughter. So literally, I had 2 weeks that unfortunately I couldn't work. I couldn't take my laptop to the hospital. Already had a bunch of stuff. Was in a shared room. Would have not been able to work anyways. As soon as I got home, I was like, guys, I'm back, and started getting on stuff right away. Even if calls were late at night and for 3 hours, I still did it. So you're just gonna like, everyone is entitled to their opinion 100%, but I do believe that you're going to see, as time goes on and we have these live AMAs and answer questions and show previews of what we're developing, that, you know, people will really understand and appreciate how much thought and how many not how many, but how much attention to detail occurs when we're working on everything. We're all so passionate about this. We don't want it to fail. We want it to just keep growing. And that's the goal. Like, we're going to, you know, work as hard as possible to make everything that we want to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And really, guys, at the end of the day, you know, it's we're presenting to you what we're working on, what it is that we want to do. At the end of the day, everybody's got to decide for themselves what they want to do, because you know we can sit here and tell you really anything you want to hear, but at the end of the day, it depends on you if you want to trust us or not. Like, we're here, we've said it before, we've said and we'll keep saying it, that we're not going anywhere. We're 100% not here to scam people. This is a real project that we're trying to start, and we've been working very hard on getting it going. Um, so really, anybody that thinks we're just trying to scam people uh, and you know they don't want to invest, I mean, that's 100% fine. You know, we're not here to tell people what to do. You have to do whatever you think, and that's really the most important thing in crypto, is you're the one that's in charge of your money, and so you do what you think. But we're really, like, we've done everything that we can to make this project good, and to to get it to where we really want it to be. Um, and we will keep doing everything that we have to get it to where we want it to be. And those that just don't believe, don't trust us for whatever reasons they have, and whatever reasons you have, that's perfectly fine. Your reasons are your own. We're not going to fault you for them, but people will just end up regretting it, and that's what it is, you know. It's we're here to stay.
Yep, and I think GT has been very supportive. It's a really nice message to see. Um, we'll work really hard to make it happen, even if you see that, you know, maybe we will not be the fastest to moon. We will not even promise you when we will moon or if we will moon the moment we can. But what we can promise you is our dedication, our passion, our time, and making sure that at least it's steady. We can't control if it goes down. We will definitely hope that it goes up for sure. Um, but at least you know for sure that's what we're working towards. And Jim, thank you for the question, and I think thank you for turning around and, you know, supporting us and have that conversation, because I think that proves that, you know, a lot of times people may be asking questions out of uncertainty or worries, which is completely normal. But you know, yeah, at the end of the day, you have to make that decision by gaining enough information on your own, not anybody, not us, not anyone beside you telling you that. You have to go and find it out. Like, even if we tell you something, you should verify it. You know, if we say we're gonna do this, where is it that we say we're gonna do this? How are we going to be held accountable to what we say? What's gonna happen next? Things like that. So we're not worried to share all this, because um, we are doing what we can and we are saying what we mean. So yeah. Oh, no, no. Yeah. I think we got Jim telling us the debit card sounds awesome. Yes, so we haven't mentioned anything about debit card in detail for sure. But yes, it's definitely going to be one of the biggest thing, and I think because previously I've worked in payment processor before, so it's something that is very close to my heart in general. Um, Especially I think I don't like to use fiat at all. Paper money, no way. If you look at my wallet, nothing, not a dollar, nothing. It's always just cards or even e-wallets, you know. So why use fiat-based e-wallets when we can use crypto-based e-wallets or debit cards? So yes, it's a game changer. Definitely. Yes, Jim, we have spoken to Simplex. If you do search them up, they have their own processor with Visa, which they are launching in August. We have started some conversations asking about funds, how much it would cost. Um, Trying to understand as well um, how many cards can we get? How would co-branding our card, putting our logo on a card with Visa and Simplex would look like, and how you can carry that proudly out and say, I hold BNB Cash debit card. I have no issue using it anywhere with Visa, for example. Yes, you can, you can buy anything that's allowable by Visa by that point. Um, at this moment, I think the implementation might take some time. As Lior mentioned and Ellie mentioned earlier, the first thing that would take place is the marketplace and the wallet because that has to be number one to be set up and has to stabilize. We need those to get into exchanges because that's one of the requirements to get the debit cards up. But yes, that is going to be a main point for us. So few things that you can see. We have only 6 people watching right now. Maybe can I suggest we stay for another 12 minutes and then call it a session? Yeah. Lior, I think some people can't hear you. But I can hear you.
Oh, how did it mute again?
No, I have no idea. I can hear you just fine.
Okay, I don't know. It's something it got. I earlier somebody also said that I was muted. I unmuted it, and now somehow it muted itself again. I don't know how. So I guess people weren't hearing me. That's not really good.
No, it's fine. I think it's just a glitch. GT, can you still hear us? I don't know if everyone is here. We have limited participants.
Yeah, I think there's 7 people watching.
Yeah, would it be inclusive of us?
No, no.
Okay.
Actually, that might depend. If you guys have Twitch open, then it might.
Yeah, I do. I have one. So
All right, well, um, Bitcoin had two people in the conference. Let's see. What are you referring to, Jimmy? I'm not 100% what you're referring to.
oh, I think it's the two main person um talking on the stage during the recent Miami conference, was it? Or
Oh, yeah.
do you mean
I think I know who he's talking about.
or he's talking about the first conference ever when the pizza guy he was throwing that conversation.
Yeah, it's possible too. I've heard about that one also.
Yeah, I think so. It started rough, I guess. Takes time and we're not rushing. Just want to make sure everything's good. Sorry, haste makes waste. My boss likes to say that.
Yeah, I mean, we have a good example of that ourselves. I mean, we went through it with our marketing. We tried to do it quick, and we ended up having someone that just wasn't right for us, and it was a waste of time. Okay, a picture of the conference when it first started. So there was actually a two-person conference for Bitcoin when it first started. That's something I didn't know about. That's pretty funny. Thanks, GT. We appreciate the support, that's for sure. We need the support of as many long-term people as we can get. Like we said, and we'll keep saying it again. We're here to stay. We're here for the long term, and what's most important to us is having support from other people that like the project and will be around in the long term. Having people that are just looking for a quick pump and dump, it would be nice to have our price pump, but it wouldn't be nice to have it dump. So people that are just looking for a pump and dump, we'd prefer they just go play with the meme coins and whatnot.
Yeah, it's different if you looking for quick gains, definitely out, or you can try the casino. Just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. Like I said, quick gains are nice. We won't fault people for wanting quick gains, but what matters, what's important to a project is the long term. And so for us, that's always what we look at first is what's going to be in the long term.
Yeah, Jimmy. Yeah, the first ever conference, correct. Um, the pizza guy. I think he was wearing his work uniform, was it? And he was working for Pizza Hut. I think that was the one. Yeah, there was two of them. I think that was the one. It's like 2009 or 2008 or something. Yeah, so Jim mentioned in the Telegram that 350 million supply is going to be great long-term gains. Um, I guess not gain, it's more like I think it's a good amount, even if especially because we have some burn rate. Um, so we'll be looking at a lower amount for sure. And we know that with lesser tokens or lesser coins in general, it helps the coin price to be more valuable, especially if you need to use it very often. Um, so that's the point of having a low amount of coin instead of having quadrillion numbers that looks difficult to even count or monitor. So agreed, agreed, agreed.
Yeah, the 350 million supply was something that we thought about quite a few times, rather than having a token that, like everybody else, has a trillion or quadrillion, or I think I've even seen a couple that have like almost a quintillion coins, which is like an insane amount. Um, having to deal with all those zeros is just so difficult, and even for exchanges, it makes their life hard. And due to the fact that we want to be on as many exchanges as we can, we want to try and make that process as easy as possible. So it was important for us to try and minimize the zeros a little bit.
Jim mentioned my eyes hurt from counting all those digits. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I have a hard time like counting them sometimes. Like if I'm not like literally pointing at each zero as I count it, you lose track so easily.
yeah, um, and I think generally people have the idea that a lot of tokens or a lot of zeros means that it's high potential because it will eventually reach $1. That's not how it works. So
Yeah, no, not at all.
yeah,
Not at all.
not at all. Think about the total market cap, and a lot of people say, oh, the market cap doesn't matter. It's only an indication, yes, of value, but think about liquidity, right? If the market cap reaches a trillion or a few trillions, does it mean that you can withdraw everything? Can you imagine if it does reach that amount? Everyone would want to withdraw their money. Come on, at the end of the day, at one point, we need to have exit strategy, no matter what token or coin you're in, even in BNB Cash. You have to have an exit strategy when you need to have your money. Um, if you are purely investing, that's the truth, so it's not going to reach there. It's not possible. That's why I guess things that we're trying to do, make it a day-to-day token, would prevent that behavior, because you need to utilize it, so there's no point cashing out of it. And then, as you use, the values go up. So yeah, that's what it is. Oh, we have a really nice comment by Sui Generis. At least I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. You guys, you are awesome. Thank you. You are
No, we
awesome for staying
appreciate
with
that.
us.
We've
Yeah,
we've really been working hard on this, so it's nice to hear that from people, that's for sure.
100%.
All right, I think if anybody has any final questions, if you want to ask them, that now would be the time. I think in the next few minutes, we'll probably end this. We've been here for a little over an hour and a half now, and we want to go out and obviously get working on more promotions and more advertising to make sure that we do get our pre-sale at the very least to the soft cap. So if anybody's got any questions, now would be the time. All right, well, I think since there's nobody else by the looks of it, we'll end this here. So thanks everybody that's been here from the start. If you're still here, even if you weren't here from the start, thank you for coming in and joining us for a little bit, asking questions, listening to us talk about our project. Obviously, if you find it interesting, you like it, look more into it, let people know about it. Um, One thing I can say, and I'll keep saying, is that we can guarantee you guys this project isn't going anywhere. It's not going to rug. It's not going to be a scam. I would put my life on that. That's how much I'm sure of it. So I would actually say that I would put not just my life on that, but multiple lives on that, like my wife and kid too, because that's how sure I am that we're not going anywhere. This is here to stay. So yeah, we appreciate that you guys took the time to to be with us and to listen to us speak about our project. And we'll see you on the next time. Hopefully, we'll be doing this once a week. So we'll see you guys then.
Thank you everyone for spending time with us and asking us valuable questions. We really, really appreciate it, and we hope to do this more in the future. It's actually really fun. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it actually is not what I thought. Like I thought I would be more nervous about it and stuff. I'm not someone that's really used to talking to like about himself or to the public or whatnot. So definitely this was definitely a nice experience, definitely interesting, and we'll do it again. All right, everyone, take care. I'm gonna end the stream now.